So you don't get Harriet Sherman in your notes. You actually have to just memorize the name and type it in. Okay.
It's open! I'm back here in the kitchen!
It's open? You live in New
Harriet?
York?
Mrs. Sherman, if you don't mind. You from Seagram Realty?
Yes.
Have you got my money?
I wanted to ask you a few questions first.
You're welcome to ask me anything you'd like, after you give me the money. You got it?
I sure do.
It's about time. Give it here.
Here you go.
It's all here, sure enough. I'd say thanks if I hadn't had to fight tooth and nail to get it.
What teeth, you old bat?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I won't. Now, you wanted to ask me something?
Ask about Harriet.
So tell me about yourself.
Me? What do you want to know?
Your name came up during an investigation I'm working on.
Investigation? Don't you work for Seagram Realty?
Not exactly.
Ah, you just use them as a way to get to me, huh?
Yes. Is that a problem?
Oh, not at all. Just don't expect your money back.
She's all heart.
What can you tell me about the construction site on 53rd Street?
You've been there. How's the old place looking?
It's a big hole in the ground.
Ha! Can only be an improvement. I used to live there. Then Seagram Realty bought it and tore it down. Going to build something new and fancy, no doubt.
Okay, but that doesn't help me. So basically, they bribed her to leave her old apartment to come to this one, and now they're paying for her new apartment, I suppose.
Have you ever been to Roosevelt Island?
I hardly ever leave this room. So, no.
They kicked you out of your own home?
No big loss. The place was a dump. Plus, they wanted it so badly that they paid most of us a monthly stipend just to leave. Pretty generous, actually. I can almost forgive them for nearly robbing me.
So you keep clicking until you get useful information.
So they paid you money to leave.
Yup. Like I said, it was a pretty generous deal. Building was about to be condemned anyway, so everyone was grateful for the offer. Well, everyone except for Mavis Wilcox.
Mavis Wilcox.
Can you tell me anything else about your old building?
Good riddance is what I say. I lived on the 3rd floor. Everyone on the street could see me. I like my new place much better.
You keep clicking on the same topic. They don't just talk the whole thing. So this means that you have to keep spamming it until you get nothing new.
Can you tell me anything else about...
Good. I like.
Instead of just giving it to you in one go, you have to keep spamming the same topic.
Who is Mavis Wilcox?
A lunatic is what she was. She lived down the hall from me, so I know how crazy she was.
Why was she crazy?
She refused to leave is why. Seagram was offering her a fortune, but still she refused.
Why did Mavis refuse to leave?
She was a lunatic. I believe I already established this. A total shut-in. The prospect of leaving her little apartment terrified her. I'm old and feeble. If I could manage the move, she could have. Of course, it doesn't matter now.
Did they ever get Mavis to leave?
Oh, you could say that. Yes, you could definitely say that. She left all right. Left the entire world, in fact.
You mean she died?
Yes. Someone broke in and choked her to death. Right in the apartment she loved so much. I'd call it ironic if it weren't so tragic.
They murdered her to get the building.
Did they ever find out who killed Mavis?
No. Some stray kid, most likely. Thought the building was empty and went in to steal whatever was left over. Didn't count on anyone being there. Bumped into Mavis, then had to kill her. Happens all the time.
No, that's not what happens all the time. What happens is she got murdered.
How well did you know Mavis?
Like I said, I lived just down the hall from her, on the 3rd floor. I didn't know her well, but she did get some mail just before they smashed the place up. I took it. just in case a relative or something came looking. But it's been 6 months, and nothing.
Can I have the mail?
Anything else you can tell me about Mavis?
Just that she lived on the 3rd floor with me. There's nothing else.
Do you still have Mavis's things?
Yes, I do. Such as they are. There wasn't much, just that envelope on the counter.
Could I look at it?
You knew Mavis?
Sort of, yes.
Well, you might as well take a look at them. Nobody else has come looking.
Cool, thanks. And then we just leave with it?
Thanks.
No, we don't.
Goodbye, Mrs. Sherman.
Don't mention it.
Alright, well, later. That's kind of good. I mean, there's some improvements, right? So there's some improvements in the UI from the last game. I like that. That's good. Let me make this envelope.
There's not much in here. Just a photograph and a letter.
Mrs. Wilcom, why is there a clock thing? Really? Updated, really?
That's her. That's the ghost at the construction site.
So our ghost's name is Mavis Wilcox.
I'd bet the farm on it.
Okay, let's just look at them again. October 18, 1972, Mrs. Wilcox, thank you for agreeing to speak with me the other day. As promised, I'm returning the photograph you lent me. All the best, J. Mitchell, the New Yorker, New York. Do I have to look up J. Mitchell as well? Mavis.
That's her. Definitely the lady at the site.
This kid doesn't look too happy to be with Mavis.
Cake. Alright. J. Mitchell.
There's no entry for...
Did I even spell that right? Yeah, MITCHEL. Alright, so I guess not everything.
There's no entry. Yep, there's a listing for the New Yorker. Their main office is in Midtown.
Great.
Thank you for calling the New Yorker. How can I help you?
Hello, yes. I'm trying to reach a reporter named Mitchell.
Let's see now. Mitchell. We have a Joseph Mitchell on staff. Is that him?
I guess it's worth a try. Is he in?
Yes, he is. Hold, please.
Just randomly call you. It's nighttime too. Like we're in the middle of the night, just calling random reporters.
He's not answering. Maybe I should go up there in person.
Maybe you should go up there in person.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
Okay, and now we're going to the New Yorker.
Yes.
You work nights?
Can I help you?
Are you Mr. Mitchell?
I sure am.
I'm Lauren Blackwell.
Well, do come in, Miss Blackwell.
Ask for help.
I was hoping that you could help me.
Well, I'll do what I can. What is this regarding? Are you a reporter or...
I'm doing research.
No, I'm just doing some research.
See. You're a student.
More a student of life.
Aren't we all? So what can I do for you, Miss Blackwell?
So how long have you been working here?
Do you always ask such personal questions?
I'm just curious about the sort of work you do.
I write about people, Miss Blackwell.
What sort of people?
Not the famous sort. Just ordinary people, like you or me.
Ordinary people. Like me.
You find that amusing?
Oh, not at all.
Mavis Wilcox.
Did you know Mavis Wilcox?
Miss Wilcox. Yes, I remember her. Lived uptown a ways before she died.
How did you know her?
I wanted to write a piece about her, so I met her for a spell. Interesting woman. How did you know her?
I'm looking into her death.
I see.
And then you just keep spamming it.
So what can you tell me about Mavis? I get the impression she didn't get out much.
That's an understatement. I got in touch with her through a colleague who was covering that demolition. I wondered what made a woman like that tick, so I made an appointment to meet with her.
What was she like?
A very gracious woman. Brought me in, made me a cup of tea, showed me pictures of her family. All in all, it was a pleasant way to spend an afternoon.
What happened to her?
Killed, so they say. Was found choked to death in her own apartment.
Any thoughts on who did it?
Well, there were rumors that the labor union decided to take matters into their own hands, as it were. But I doubt that. The police ruled it was some squatter or drifter or something, and left it at that.
And what do you think?
Me? I have no theory.
Are you sure?
Why did you want to write about her?
I found her fascinating. She was asked to leave. She was begged to leave. She was even offered lots of money to leave. But she kept refusing. She was too scared. I had to know why.
And what did you discover?
That, Miss Blackwell, is the eternal question. I've spoken to hundreds of people over the years. Most of them were odder than Mavis. It's impossible to decipher the whys and the hows. As time went on, I've contented myself just with the whats.
That's a lot of words to say nothing, dude.
Anything else you can tell me about Mavis?
I'm afraid I've told you everything.
You've told me nothing!
So tell me about yourself, Mr. Mitchell.
I beg your pardon.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes, I heard you. I hope you didn't come here simply to interview me. I'm afraid I'd make a poor interview subject.
Have you heard these reports of saxophone music on the Roosevelt Island Promenade?
Saxophone music on the promenade? I'm afraid not. I haven't been to that area since, well, in a while.
I'd like to read your piece about Mavis.
I'm afraid I no longer have it.
Do you know what issue it was in? I'd like to look it up.
I never published it. I was going to, but then Mavis died and it just seemed wrong somehow. I don't even have the rough copies anymore. I'm sorry.
You are so bad. You are bad.
I think that's all for now.
Alright, you have a good night now.
You are so bad. Okay, well now what? Mavis's letter. Is it anything I can click on? No, there's nothing I can click on. Exits. Notes?
No, I don't see any connection.
Mavis Wilcox, New York Report. Oh, the New Yorker. Alright, well, here we go.
I'm going in again.
Yeah.
They have no right. No right.
Hey, kid, knock on the gate again.
My, I'm popular today. Oh, you again.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
Look, I've had enough. I'm not going to stand here and indulge in idle chit-chat. Who are you?
Her husband, her son. Census taker named her son.
It's me, your son.
Sam?
Yep, that's me.
Sam! It's been so long. Look at you.
Yeah, look at me.
Sorry I was so rude. I almost didn't recognize you. Come on in, Sam. I'll make you dinner.
No, I can only stay for a minute. I have some questions I need to ask you.
Of course, Sam.
Of all the things I thought it would be, I did not think it would be that. Impersonating her son. I thought you were just gonna call her by name and therefore convince her that you know what you're doing. Or you pretend to be the reporter. So it's like, well, you want to talk to from the New Yorker? No, you just randomly, blindly say that she has a son. Okay. Ask about her well-being.
So, Mom, how's it going?
Oh, you know me, Sam. It's tough living here on my own. But I get by.
Yeah, I can see that. Listen, Mom, I need you to think very carefully. What's the last thing you remember?
What do you mean? Answering the door and seeing you, of course.
And before that?
Nothing. You know nobody comes here. Except for the grocer sometimes. And that...
That who?
nobody.
Mom, look around carefully. Are you sure that you're at home?
You're so confusing, Sam. Look at the door. It says D, clear as day.
Talk about location.
Mom, look around. Are you
You're so... Look...
D.
So, tell me more about yourself, Mom.
Sam, since when did you become so interested?
Just trying to get to know you better.
Well, isn't that sweet? But I honestly don't know what to tell you.
Have you been talking to a reporter from the New Yorker?
Yes, such a nice man. He came over and talked to me for a bit. I liked him. He listened to me.
What did you talk about?
Oh, this and that. Don't know why he was so interested.
Are you serious?
So what can you tell me about me?
You're so confusing, Sam.
Never mind.
Uh,
Have you been talking to...
Yeah, he came. I like.
What did you talk...
Oh, don't know. Sam.
Just try...
Well, is but I on.
So, Mom, how are my brothers and or sisters?
That's not funny, Sam. You know you're an only child.
Right, just checking. How's Dad, Mom?
Oh, Sam. You know that your father is dead. John Durkin died years ago.
John Durkin.
Right. Sorry.
John Durkin.
Do you know a guy named John Durkin?
Is that a joke, Sam?
Are you
You know
serious?
he's been dead for 10 years.
Sorry.
How can you forget? He was your father.
Slipped my mind.
Slip your mind.
Just, look, forget it.
Why don't you just ask about your dad instead of... Oh my god. Fail.
Do you know a guy...
How?
Slipped
How?
my mind.
That's so...
Just...
That's so fail. Okay.
I'm going to go now, Mom. I'll come back to visit you soon.
Sure, Sam. I'll be here. Where else can I go?
Where else indeed?
I'm back.
You were gone?
Yeah, but why?
If John Durkin was Sam's father, it's only logical that Sam's last name would be Durkin.
Oh, we have to find a son.
No, I don't see how those two things are linked.
Do we ask the reporter about Durkin?
No. No.
Oh, great. Now we have to call Sam Durkin.
I'm not ready for a nap.
Now take the phone book. Sam Durkin.
I thought for sure that would work.
You thought for sure that would work. Sam Wilcox?
I thought for sure that would work.
Did I spell that wrong? Sam Durkin.
I thought for sure.